Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another lovely episode of the Unfiltered Podcast. We are your host, Marco Barilla.
And the Mr. Troy Scherzer.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. He has returned from his
I am
ball
back.
surgery.
Don't get me
we
wrong.
were talking about it
What did
last
you
week.
say? What did you tell him happened?
It was a very gruesome ball injury where you had to cut off 15% of your left testicle. It was very gruesome.
Very gruesome. My sperm count is now 150%. Really, really upsetting.
Troy's children will look like the dude from the Goonies, unfortunately. Okay. Never mind that. Hey, you guys. Dude, oh man. Never mind that.
All my children will be bald no matter what. They will never be able to grow hair on their bodies.
Maybe that will be the next big fad, going bald.
They will look like Robert Salah. You know who that is?
I think that would look pretty cool. I'm not gonna lie.
Just girl or boy, never grows hair. Yep.
It's fucking good. But we are back.
Pre-cancer children.
Jesus Christ. I'm going to stop you there before we get... We're not even a minute into the episode and we're already getting canceled. Anyways, we are back with Mr. Troy Scherzer. We have a lot to cover because football, Super Bowl is approaching. When is the Super Bowl exactly?
All right, Super Bowl is in 2 weeks. It's this February 6th, whatever that Sunday is. 2 weeks next week will be the All-Star game, and then
All-Star game. They have their All-Star game before.
Yeah, they have it the week before.
The Pro Bowl, right? Is that what it's called?
All right, thank you, Pro Bowl. That's all.
I saw that on Twitter. I forgot. That's
so
very
Pro Bowl
fascinating.
Will be next week, and then the following week will be Super Bowl. Do you want me to do the quick rundown, and then we can talk, dive a little bit deeper?
Trey is the football analysis specialist.
So I got a little football analysis going on. Marco said I can't be too long, so we're gonna put. Marco, do you have a timer going?
Okay, I'm curious. I'll time it. Hold on.
We're gonna do a 2-minute segment.
Do we do a stopwatch or a timer?
Done. You can do either. It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna do stopwatch. Let's see. All right.
Okay. That's
ready, set, go.
All right. So to start it off, we have our Super Bowl contenders. We have the Seattle Seahawks versus the New England Patriots. A little throwback to 2015, if you will, in Super Bowl 52, I believe that was, when the Seahawks upset the Patriots on the goal line. If you remember that little pick at the goal line, the Patriots upset the Seahawks, Patriots upset the Seahawks. Anyway, Indiana beat Miami to clinch the College Football National Championship. Indiana beat them 27-21, cementing Fernando Mendoza, as a one of, I believe, 4 or 5 others that have won the Heisman and the national championship in the same year. Another big thing is obviously NFL NFL playoffs are here. Since we didn't get to discuss because Marco left me out last week, really quick wildcard round. Panthers beat out the Bucks to make the playoffs. Bucks missed the playoffs, crazy enough. Everybody had them as Super Bowl contenders in the beginning of the year. Didn't even make playoffs. Anyway, Rams beat Panthers 34-31. Bears beat Packers 31-27. Bills beat the Jags 27-24. 49ers beat the Eagles 23-19. Patriots beat the Chargers 16-3. Texans whooped the Steelers' ass 30-6.
Whoa,
we get to divisional rounds where our first round buys are now in play. Bills Broncos, awesome game. Broncos came out on top. Unfortunate information we found out after the game, which we'll get into later. Seahawks put a beat down on the 49ers at going 41-6. Patriots beat the Texans 28-16 with the Texans quarterback throwing 4 picks in the first half. Then you got the Rams beat the Bears in overtime, just like the Broncos beat the Bills in overtime. Then we get the conference championships. Unfortunately, the Patriots beat my Broncos 10-7, which we'll get into. But again, unfortunately, it was against a backup quarterback. And the Seahawks beat the Rams 31-27. Other big news is there are 10 at the end of the season. 10 head coaches were fired. Right now, we only have about, I believe it's 4 or 5 so far right now. We have the Kevin Stefanski going to the Atlanta Falcons as head coach. We got John Harbaugh, previously was the Ravens head coach, now the New York Giants head coach. That's an awesome pickup for them. I'm very excited next year. Jeff Hafley is going to be the new head coach of the Miami Dolphins. I believe he was their defensive coordinator. Robert Saleh is now the head coach of the Tennessee Titans. Previously, he was the defensive coordinator for the San Francisco 49ers. Jesse Minter, previously the offensive coordinator for the Chargers, is now the Baltimore Ravens head coach. And Mike McCarthy, previously head coach for the Cowboys and other teams, is now the head coach of Pittsburgh Steelers. On smaller news, the Chargers, the new offensive coordinator, is now the previous head coach of the Miami Dolphins in Mike McDaniels. How'd I do?
3 minutes and 41 seconds.
All right, I feel like I was pretty good. There was a lot of information I had to go over really quick. All right.
No, you're good. I like it.
Now to break it down a little bit. Since we just talked about coaches, let's talk about it a little bit. Let me hold on. I might have to. Give me 1 second, guys. Sorry, everybody. I'm gonna turn my mic up a little bit because I'm talking a little bit quiet. Let's start from the top. Kevin Stefanski, previously the Browns head coach, going to Atlanta Falcons. Atlanta Falcons are still going to be irrelevant. Still going to be ass. What are you going to do? I don't think Kevin Stefanski was the right pick. However, I guess, a new head coach probably isn't the worst thing for the Atlanta Falcons. With their backup getting I think it's 30 to 40 million a year as a backup. Yeah. In Kirk Cousins, if you know what I mean. John Harbaugh to the New York Giants as head coach. I think this is an awesome pickup. Number one, I think it's ridiculous that the Ravens, they just barely missed the playoffs, but also their star quarterback was hurt half the season. Yet they still made a run, and it came down to the last week before they were eliminated. So they even had a chance. And Derrick Henry had one of his least productive years this year. I think it was a little ridiculous to get rid of John Harbaugh with his one Super Bowl win and his many, many, many playoff appearances and wins. However, New York Giants, fuck me. They're winning the East next year. I can guarantee you that. This is an awesome pickup. I think John Harbaugh, with his offensive mind and his outrageous resume, isn't just. I don't even know. I don't even know how to put words on it. I'm so excited. I can't wait for Scatterboo to run the fuck over people, and for Jackson Dart to actually finally be able to link up with Malik Neighbors and Robinson if they re-sign him. Because remember, Robinson is a free agent this year. Now Robinson did show awesome potential this year. I believe he had over 1,000 receiving yards. I think it was over 1,100. I'm not 100% positive. With Jackson Dart even being hurt for, I think it was 3 or 4 games in the season, so they didn't even have their star quarterback, or I guess they should say their star rookie quarterback in the game, or in 3 or 4 games. Still, I think Robinson, if they're smart, they keep Robinson because that backup to Malik Neighbors, I think that is an awesome duo right there in New York. I think they are looking. I think they're going to be one of the best teams in the NFL next year, hands down. I think just with the mind, with John Harbaugh and that offense that they've been basically, mixing up and cooking up for the past couple of years, and their pickups with Abdul Carter most likely going to get I think he's runner-up defensive rookie of the year. I don't think he's going to get it. I think the guy over in Browns might get it. I'm not 100% positive, though.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, awards aren't out yet, so who knows? I think I just really wanted to talk about that because Obviously, being an Eagles fan sucks for us. I think though it's
Partial
awesome.
Eagles fan.
All right, everybody knows I'm 50-50. Everybody knows that. I think that they're like I said, they're going to win the East. I do think Eagles make wild card still. I don't think Eagles miss playoffs. However, if this team does what I think they're going to do, I think they're going for a deep playoff run personally. Second or third up, we have Jeff Hanley, which was, I believe, the defensive coordinator for Miami. Now their head coach. I don't know. Not gonna lie, I don't really pay attention to Miami this past couple of years because they kind of just sucked. Because Tyreek Hill kept getting hurt. Tua has like 4 concussions, and who knows what he's gonna do. He throws, he'll go for 300 yards, but throw 3 picks at the same time. All depends what they want to do there. I don't know if they're gonna throw Ewers in and give him a chance, or keep Tua with his $30-some million contract. Not really sure there. Robert Slaw to the Tennessee Titans. I think this is a great pickup. I think Robert Slaw, after this year, with the amount of injuries the 49ers have had over this past year, and for them to be so productive even still, I think it's an awesome pickup. I think he 100% deserves it. Now, will the Titans be any good? Probably not. I don't really have much faith in Cameron Ward. Now, mind you, he was a rookie. He didn't. I don't know. Now, mind you, he had like no offensive line, no offensive help. Yeah, he had a couple of people out there, especially with Ridley just sucking ass this year. I don't really know what the plan is there, but I think it could be something good there. I hope. I don't know what his contract is, but I hope they give him a couple years to try to build that team up to be something good. Then you got Jesse Minter, the previously Chargers offensive coordinator, going to the Baltimore Ravens. I think a new offensive mind, is a good idea for the Ravens. Now, firing John Harbaugh, well, everybody has their own opinion. My opinion, however, I think it's a good pickup. I think with Jesse Minter doing what he was doing for the Chargers, with no offensive line, I think it's even making the playoffs with no offensive line. I think that's awesome. I think he has something special there, and I think the new Ravens team is going to run all over everybody else. I think they're just going to run the damn ball all the time. They're just going to run, and then do a deep pass. No, I'm kidding. I just think maybe he'll be able to unlock Lamar's potential again and bring him back to his MVP caliber season. Or his multiple, I should say. Who knows? I think it's going to be a little like a versatile situation there. Could go good, could go bad. We'll have to wait and see. Then we got Mike McCarthy, Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you that.
I think it's a terrible pickup.
Really, because I've heard
Mike
nothing but
McCarthy
bad
has
things
proven
about
not
that.
to be a good head coach. Mind you, now down in the Cowboys, he had something going. But yeah, that's all I'll say. It was something. I'll give him that.
It's crazy that out of the entire Steelers history, we've only had 3 head coaches, and now he's our 4th. Did you know that?
He has quarterback development, which is my next question. This is to you, Marco. Do you think the Pittsburgh Steelers draft quarterback this year?
I from what I've heard from the last, what I understand is that it sounds like Aaron Rodgers is not coming back, but I think the Steelers were open for him to coming back. Other than that, I think they do. I think that obviously our defense is not the problem; it's our offense, and we need to get that up. And I think
Yeah, I totally
they're gonna
agree with
start
that.
chipping away at that. I'm sincerely hoping that they do that, but I do think they do. And it's something that
Do you
they
think
should.
they have a winning record next year?
Yeah.
Do you think they continue the streak of Pittsburgh always having a winning record for some odd fucking reason?
It's gonna be like a nail biter. I think they're they're gonna barely
Like last week,
scratch.
they're gonna go like 9-8.
They're gonna like barely make it to the
They do that
wild
every year
card.
though. That's the thing. They go like 9. They go 10-7 or 9-8 every year.
Yeah,
It
and
just
I
depends on
think
the
that's
rest
what
of
they're
their
gonna do with
division if
them.
they make
Yeah.
the playoffs or not. Honestly. Um, I personally don't think they have a winning record this year. I think this year they're gonna go into a big rebuild. They're gonna. My guess is, not saying they should do this, but I think they'll tank. I think they'll tank this next season. I hope they gave him multiple years to be able to build that team up. I hate when they give head coaches 1 year, any sport. I think that's ridiculous. You give them 1 year to make things work. You can't do that. You can't give them 1
Yeah.
year and expect something to happen. I mean,
That's why I
some
hate
coaches
when
get lucky.
fans do that. I hate when
Some,
fans.
they. Sorry.
No, sorry. You're right. I just hate when fans pin the blame on their coach, and like they just got here. Like they give
I
time.
know. Yeah, I know. I totally agree, and that's what I think with the Steelers. They're gonna have to do a full rebuild. With Aaron Rodgers, who knows what his status is? If he hasn't stated if
I
he's
think
coming
he's
back,
retiring.
I think he's retiring as well.
Do we
I
have
don't think he's coming back.
who's your backup QB?
I don't even fucking know. That's the
So
problem.
that's the problem. I don't know.
It's not Kenny. Kenny Pickett is somewhere else, so it's not Kenny Pickett. I don't even know, to be completely honest with you. That's what I mean. I think they're gonna probably have to draft a quarterback or
Mason Rudolph.
okay. Rudolph has proven to win games. Not many.
Why does that name sound
But
so
he has won
familiar?
games. I think they keep him this year, run with Rudolph, see what they can do this year. Probably not much. And then next year, depending on their record, I don't know what their draft picks are either. Because this draft sucks for quarterbacks, honestly. Number one, Fernando Mendoza. I have my own feelings about that. He's obviously going number 1 to the Raiders because the Raiders have no quarterback and they need help down there. I don't think he's as good as he is portrayed.
Steelers are the 21st overall pick in the first round.
Yeah, no, they ain't getting shit.
Yeah, no,
getting shit.
That's fucking brutal.
I mean, unless they trade, my only thought is they trade up for the Alabama quarterback, I believe, is going into the draft, but I think he's projected mid-teens, like, 14th, 15th pick. And my guess was Arizona Cardinals for him.
Mm-hmm.
Who knows with that? Also, Arizona Cardinals still don't have a head coach, so who even fucking knows right now?
Yeah.
Anyway, back to the Steelers. Mike McCarthy, I think is going to be mid. I don't think it's going to be as good. He's probably, after a couple of years, they're going to release him or fire him or something and need a new head coach.
Really?
I think it's. I don't blame them for. Now, obviously, this is the other thing. They didn't fire. What's his name?
He stepped
They
down.
didn't fire
He voluntarily
Tomlin.
stepped down.
Yeah, he voluntarily stepped down, which means they can trade him to another team.
So, but
it's only happened.
Okay, yeah, he stepped down, so he's probably still involved with the Steelers organization then.
Yes. Now, it's only happened one at a time when a team has traded a head coach, and that's John Gruden was traded either to or from the Raiders. I forget what team he was on before or he went to, but John Gruden was the only other coach that was traded, I believe. Maybe there's one more, but of significance, John Gruden. Now, and that's it for coaches. Overall, still got to wait and see. Obviously, only 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6. My bad. So 6 head coaches haven't picked. I think the worst ones are going to be the Mike McCarthy and the Jeff Hafley. Personally, I don't think those teams are going to be any good still.
Damn.
Unfortunately, I don't think the Steelers are going to find what they want in him. Now, really quick, obviously, Marco doesn't watch college football. I rarely do unless one of my a team I like is in it. Indiana, crazy what they did. They had a perfect season with going 16-0, beating Miami, Florida, going to winning 27-21. Honestly, that team looks really good over on paper. Fernando Mendoza, I don't know. I don't like his resume. I'm not a big fan of him. I mean, I like the guy. I like Fernando as a person. His work ethic, his personality, his love for the game, his love just for other people and for Christ and everything else, I think is awesome. I think his mindset is in the right spot. Just don't believe his stats over the last year have really, I don't know, compared to other quarterbacks that have been drafted and are now starting quarterbacks. I don't. He doesn't compare, to be completely honest with you. He honestly sounds like he'll have maybe a couple years, and then down the road become a backup. Unfortunately, I don't. A lot of the games they've won have been, and especially like high scoring games where his like majority of his great stats are against unranked opponents that are like have a negative record. So, and then you see games against ranked opponents that they've won. It's always a close game. It's always, in the championship, 27-21. And then before that, they just scrape by with everybody else. And he honestly doesn't do that well either. I think his stats, he only had one touchdown, and I think it was a rushing touchdown. It wasn't even a passing touchdown. Overall, we'll have to wait and see. I'm not high on Mendoza being very good at NFL. I hope he does well for himself. That's the only thing. I like him as a guy. I think he's a dude, and I think he's gonna be a great teammate. His head's in the right spot, but overall, we'll see. Then getting to the playoffs. I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh my goodness. Troy has two
It's gonna make
teams,
me
and
cry.
neither of them can make it to the playoffs and make it into the Super Bowl. Sorry.
Listen, all right.
That was just honestly, as a casual watcher of the NFL, I will say that the playoffs have been very good to watch.
Yeah, it is. I always said whoever won the Broncos Bills game was going to the Super Bowl. Not knowing that on the second to last play of overtime, Bo Nix was going to fracture his ankle and need immediate surgery on
Yeah,
it.
that was fucking brutal. That was literally after.
Honestly, God has a plan for everybody. But apparently he just wanted to fuck the Broncos this year.
His fucking
I
ankle had other
personally, I
plans.
think this team was. I don't know. I think this was the best team in the AFC by far. Again, Patriots, I think got there because of just sheer luck of their teeth. Honestly, they beat C.J. Stroud in the semifinals because C.J. Stroud threw 4 picks in the first half and only had 1 touchdown the entire game. That Texans defense was elite. It was one for the ages, and C.J. Stroud sold it for them. 100% on C.J. Stroud. There's nothing else you can say about it. He did awful, complete dog shit. I don't know. Obviously his future is still cemented for the Texans. I don't want to hound on him too much. I just think, after the last 2 years of making it to the playoffs and then shitting the bed in the playoffs, I don't know. You can't throw 4 picks in the first half and expect to not take some grief for it. I mean, anybody else would do that. You're getting shit on. You're potentially benched next year. I don't know. Anyway, that's a whole whatever. The Patriots slipped by them. Honestly, not even by that much either. They barely beat them, and the opposite quarterback threw 4 picks. Like, come on. They beat the Chargers in the first round of playoffs. Number one, I don't know if you know this. The entire Chargers offensive line was ranked either last or second to last in the entire NFL. Every
That's
single
crazy.
lineman. Obviously, the better linemen were hurt, and that's why the linemen were so bad. But every single one of them was at, or maybe it wasn't bottom 2, but it was bottom 3. That's how bad that offensive line was. And yet they still made it work, and they still got to the playoffs. It wasn't even it wasn't even a high scoring game. Honestly, it was. I have it right here. They beat them 16-3. Like, come on, that's
Damn.
it. You're supposed to be this all-star team. Drake May for MVP, whatever. They beat them 16-3, and that's it. Come on. And then they beat Texans 28-16. Supposed to be this all-star team, and DJ throws 4 picks, and I think that's the only time they scored was off those picks. No other time. I don't know. That's my whole thing. And then obviously in the championship, going against a backup quarterback for the Broncos. Number one, the dude. I was hoping he had a Nick Foles type game and then following game. But what are you gonna do? The dude had no time starting. He has a handful of starts his entire NFL career. I think it's like 5, maybe 4. I don't know. Something stupid like that. And he had no time with the team as a starter before. Even so, when Russell Wilson was in Denver, and every single week Sean Payton would express how bad or how much he doesn't like their quarterback, they still never benched him for Stidham. It just goes to show he's not that, he's a backup. He's a third string, even a third string. He's. I should have known. I shouldn't have put my hopes up. Mind you, they only beat them 10-7. And in the second half, we had 1 first down, and we had no drives longer than 17 yards in the second half. Come on.
Yeah.
Mind you, Broncos did fire their offensive coordinator because that is absolutely ridiculous. But, what are you going to do? That's a whole nother topic. I think they're going to get ran through like a white girl with 4 black dudes by the Seahawks. It is going to be horrendous, and I'm looking forward to it.
You think?
Fuck
Wait,
Patriots.
so who do you have winning the Super Bowl?
Seahawks by far.
Yeah.
I don't think the Seahawks could have an easier team to beat in the Super Bowl. Honestly,
I mean, I will say I think you'll get a good laugh out of it. I saw a funny statistic on TikTok that every time there's been a new pope, the Seahawks have won the Super Bowl.
that's actually hilarious.
2005, I think, 2015 or 12. I forgot. Something in the
2015, because they beat my Broncos.
And then in 2025, there was a new pope, and now the Seahawks are back in the Super Bowl.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. No, I'm sorry. 2013, they beat my Broncos, I believe. And then 2015, they lost to my Broncos in Peyton Manning's, final game in Super Bowl 50.
Crazy.
Anyway.
But, yeah, every time...
Or no, I'm sorry. Was Super Bowl 50 the Panthers? I don't know. Anyway, it doesn't matter.
But, yeah, every time new pope has been, elected, the Seahawks are always in the Super Bowl, which is funny.
Well,
I do think it I will say, again, as someone who is a casual football watcher, I think it is refreshing to see a team that's not the Chiefs or Eagles in the world.
100%. I
the
do
Super
agree.
Bowl.
I mean, I wouldn't see everybody keeps talking shit on the Eagles. There's no dynasty behind the Eagles. It's just they had a good 2022 season. And it came down to a fucking flag at the end of the game is why they lost. 2022 or 2023 technically, and then they won 2025 because they had the best offense, in the entire NFL by far, all across the board. That team was rolling every team. I I mean, yeah, they've been in there, the quite or not obviously not this season, but before this season. I guess I should say, even including this one, they've been in there twice in the last 4 years. However,
Yeah.
the Chiefs have been there 3 times in the last 4 years. So
It's a dynasty. I just think that
you
like
can't
I
call.
said,
Are you saying the Eagles are dynasty, or are you
no,
saying
the
Chiefs
Chiefs,
dynasty?
Chiefs.
Okay, yeah,
I
that
just think
I was so
that
tired of it. I'm so happy.
I just think that is refreshing and a breath of fresh air, something that the fucking MLB should take notes of because I'm tired of seeing the Dodgers in the World Series every year. But I think
Yeah,
that
but
it's something that I'm looking forward to. Again, like I said, 2025 was an interesting year for football. Especially
that
I've been really enjoying the playoffs for NFL, even though I
honestly,
watched the
the
Steelers get
last
mollywalked.
season and this season has been some of the best playoff games prior to the Super Bowl.
Hmm.
I would say. I mean, this year, in fucking the semifinals, there was 2 overtime games.
Yeah,
I like
it is very
that's
very
crazy.
good.
That's in recent years, that's unheard of, and they were awesome games. High scoring, high power offense, and even defenses were cooking.
Yeah.
But it just those teams are so good. I honestly, my honest opinion, I wish the Bills beat us. If I knew prior to the game, Bo Nix was going to get hurt at the end, I would have 100% wanted the Bills to win
Mhm.
because I would have loved Bills Patriots. Bills kick the Patriots' ass, go on to the Super Bowl, and have a really good game against the Seattle Seahawks. I think now going against the Bills, I do think the Seahawks would probably win. Unfortunately, the Bills just don't have the defense to beat that high-powered offense of the Seattle Seahawks. If the Broncos made it, which I was, obviously hoping for, I think that would have probably been the best game. Honestly, that or Texans. The Broncos or Texans were probably the best matchup for the Seattle Seahawks. Both defenses are, top of the league going against a top offense of the league. And, well, before the Patriots game, Texans actually looked pretty decent on offense. Obviously, they didn't have, their star wide receiver in Nico Collins, but still a really good offense. And obviously, Denver just always found a way to win. I mean, they had a really good offense, always found a way to win. And Dobbins was probably coming back, too. Or, yeah, did I say that? Yeah, Dobbins. Sorry. He's been out, but he was projected to come back either the championship game or the Super Bowl, which would have been awesome to have our main or our starting running back. Anyway,
Mhm.
enough of that. I'm gonna go cry in a corner now because what are you gonna do?
I mean, hey man,
I want.
that was a
Uh,
brutal loss. I was watching that at work. That
I
was
mean,
a
they even still almost won, and that's my whole thing. It's like it came down because we missed the fucking field goal. I mean, ultimately, would we have beat the Seahawks? Probably not. The Seahawks defense is awesome. I 100% that defense looks awesome. That offense is rolling. I mean, the only way is if you have your main offense and your main defense going against them. And the Broncos obviously didn't have that, and the Patriots are just
yeah.
Patriots. They're
I
finding ways
think
to win against really bad teams, basically.
I
Best
think
way to put it.
what do you see being the final score? Obviously, we know that you have
I'm
Seahawks
I,
winning.
I'm going 38-12.
Damn. So you think it's a fucking blowout, basically?
Dude, I think it's gonna be a worse blowout than last year. Honestly,
Last year's is pretty fucking comically
all
bad.
right. Last year's should have been a lot
Dude, I
worse,
feel
but
like
we just.
last year's Super Bowl was like so much longer ago. I feel like that was so
I know. I know
long
what you mean.
ago.
I know what you mean. I do. I mean, last year's Super Bowl should have been so much worse, but we put in our backups in the fourth quarter. What the fuck? We were beating them so bad we put backups in. That's why they came back and got 20 points total. But still, it should have been an even worse game. make Travis cry a little bit more, Mahomes be a little bit more upset because he
You're
was
fucking,
trashed last year.
Patrick Mahomes, Kermit the
Yeah,
Frog.
let Kermit the Frog cry.
Or Patrick
Little Miss
Mahomes.
Piggy over there.
That's fucking insane, dude.
Anyway,
Is his sister? Is his wife and brother still assholes?
no, his wife's calmed down. I think brother isn't even allowed to go to games anymore.
That makes so much
Be honest
sense.
with you, I think he is. I think just Patrick was like, dude, stay home. Like you are fucking everything up for me. Please just stay home.
My goal, my prediction. I think like I said, I think I do have Seahawks winning. I think it's gonna be. I have it being a
You have it
30.
being a closer game.
Yeah, I have it like being
Okay.
like a 36-30 game, something close.
Really? Okay.
I
You're saying that close.
I want it to be like I want to like overtime, but I kind of want to be like on the edge.
So okay, so you're projecting an actual good game between the two.
I think from what I've seen from the Patriots so far this postseason, and that I don't watch as many Patriots.
What have you seen from the Patriots? They've gone against terrible teams.
Oh yeah, but
I should say, teams in terrible situations.
oh, you know what? Speaking of Patriots, because it reminds me of, I want to get what are your reactions to Bill Belichick not being a first ballot Hall of Famer?
Oh my gosh, I was gonna bring this up. We didn't get there yet, but I did have that on the agenda.
I'm very
bring up now.
I think he's kind of he's in the same realm of like Bonds and Pete Rose, like some of the best to ever do it, but their controversies kept them out.
I mean, honestly, I don't even think Bill is that controversial. Like,
I mean, he has the deflate gate and all the other shit type of gates.
Correct, but I don't. Okay, you take one Super Bowl away from him. He still has 7 Super Bowl wins. He's 2 as the I think offensive coordinator in New York, and then 6 with the Patriots.
Yeah.
Come on. Yeah, 100%. It was a political thing. It wasn't.
Plus, his outside life does have a lot of interest and all that.
I think, unfortunately, it was a whole political stunt. If he's not in next year, I don't even stars in the NFL are like insane. Like Patrick Mahomes, obviously, everybody doesn't like him, but you gotta respect him. He even said he's like insane. What do you want? How much more do you want for someone not to be first ballot Hall of Fame and miss this year? And the thing is, you only need 80%. You need 40 out of 50 votes of the committee, and he didn't even get it. How? Explain to me, how does a 8-time Super Bowl winning coach miss the first ballot Hall of Fame? I don't know. I don't know what more you want.
I think it is controversial. I mean, obviously, I does think you get in, but I think it's gonna be a couple years.
Yeah,
like for an example, like
the
2026, the 2026 MLB Hall of Fame ballot are full of people that I don't think they're gonna get in. Maybe besides Buster Posey, who was arguably one of the best catchers in the 2010s. Other than that, no one else is really getting in. I want to say it not at least for a couple more years. Like obviously, once Miguel Cabrera and Albert Pujols are eligible for the Hall of Fame, I think then they're going to be first ballot. But other than that, like the past year or two, the Hall of Fame, like honestly, I don't understand the people's choices and the writers. I just wish that they would keep their outside life, unless it's some of the most heinous shit like murderer or like illegal shit. I wish they'd keep that outside of the voting process. Focus on their actual achievement and their actual work that they put on the like. Obviously, like Bill Belichick. Like I'm not a Patriots fan, but I'm obviously aware that he's arguably one of the most memorable coaches in the past decade.
If not in that, I don't even say the most memorable. I think he is the greatest coach of all time in the NFL. Yeah, 100%. You can't have 8 Super Bowl wins and not be.
Exactly.
I mean,
talk about a dynasty.
What do you want from a guy?
Yeah.
How much more do you want? There's nobody's had. I don't think anyone's had more. There's someone to look up.
I don't know. Tell me what you guys think down in the comments. Do you think Bill Belichick is worthy of being a first ballot Hall of Famer? I think yes. I think it's stupid how most sport writers keep mixing in their personal life with their sports career. It's the same reason why people like Alex Rodriguez, Bonds, Pete Rose, and other people like in the MLB, and I'm sure there's a couple people in the NBA and NHL as well that they've done this for. I'm not aware of, like I said, I'm not aware that much of the NBA or NHL, but there's always going to be that one player or a couple group of players that like, wow, so and so is not in the Hall of Fame already. What the fuck? Um, Let me take a quick gander. Hold on. 2026 MLB Hall Hall. 2026.
Yeah, all right.
Bobby.
Bill Belichick has the most by 2 over Chuck Noll for the Pittsburgh Steelers, who has 4 in 74, 75, 78, and 79. I mean, and if you want to count then his 2 years when he was an offensive coordinator in New York, he has 2 more to add on top of that 6. Like, come on, people. What are we
Yeah.
doing here? What are we doing? I mean, it's just
I don't know.
it's just disrespectful,
I think he
honestly.
does. I think he does get in, but like I said, it's not gonna be immediately like people are expecting. Like this is the case with most games and most of the other stuff as well, where I feel like for some people, like what I don't understand, right? And this is
Yeah.
it could be stupid, right? But like at least for MLB, and I'm sure it's the same thing in NFL, is that why for like say for example for All-Star game, that is all fan voted. The fans vote for who they want to see in the All-Star game. But when it comes to putting their when it comes to putting players to the Hall of Fame, it's not up to the fans. It's up to the writers and I just think I can see why they don't want that because if look, do me a favor, take a look at the 2015 All Star game, and I want to say 95% of the team was just the Kansas City Royals and Mike Trout. So I guess that's why people don't want like it's a toss up, right? When it comes to All Star voting, they don't want the fans to vote, but when it comes to Hall of Fame voting, they don't want the writers to vote. So like it's a lose situation, and I'm sure it's the same thing for any other sport as well. But it is very controversial when it comes to like, oh, this great player or coach or staff is on the Hall of Fame already. What the fuck? So it is weird, but I don't know. I mean, like for an example, like take a look of the 2026 Hall of Fame for the MLB. Jeff Kent, Carlos Beltran, and Andrew Jones got elected into the Hall of Fame. All three of them were fantastic players. Obviously Carlos Beltran, New York Mets legend.
Are
But
you saying 2015 still?
what are you talking about?
2015 All-Star game, you say?
Yeah,
Or
like
no?
2015 or 16, I think. One of the two. It was the year that I think it was when the Royals beat the Mets in the
Oh,
World
okay, well,
Series.
here, yeah. Right,
It's just
like
the Royals
starters.
plus Mike Trout, maybe.
Royals, Tigers, Astros, Blue Jays, Royals, Angels, Royals, Mariners.
It's just Royals roll. Like again,
And then there's
people were
another one, and then there's another Royal on the bench.
yeah.
Oh,
Like
and then for pitchers, there's one. There's one.
it was just
No, I'm sorry, two.
people
Two
were
more
so
pitchers.
upset at the time, but like the Royals were such a good team in the 2015-16 era. But that's why people were like, even to this day, people are upset about, oh my god, this person didn't get into the fucking. But
Yeah, I mean,
either way, when it comes to voting, like people are not going to be happy. I think the fans should have a say, and maybe they should have like a special one role where like the fan votee, the fan vote person of the year, you know what I mean? Like have everybody else have the writers put in, but then have that one vote for the fans to vote for one person. If they had to pick one person, who they pick, and that's who gets in. I don't know.
yeah,
That's just the way I think about it. But I do think it's kind of bullshit that Bill is not a first ballot because he, like you said, he's
100%.
arguably one of the best coaches in the NFL history.
Yeah.
But
No, I agree. All right, and then we'll bring it over to the NFC side. Obviously, the Seahawks beat the Rams 33-29. I think it was a good game. Seahawks deserve it. I do wish the Rams might have got back in. Which is it's crazy to think how Cooper Kupp got released from the Rams last year, and now he's going to the Super Bowl, and he just played in the conference championship against his former team and beat them. I think that was a little, nice little round circle there.
Yeah.
I don't have much to say. I mean, I'm not surprised is my main thing. I'm not surprised the Seahawks made it in.
Yeah.
That's about all I got. I mean,
I'm
that
surprised
team
because
is
I haven't
rolling.
heard. I haven't
Yeah.
heard anything about the Seahawks the past couple years.
No, well, yeah, the Seahawks have been like, the best way to put it is, I mean, they've been decent. Make the playoffs, I think they made the playoffs with Geno Smith last year. Yeah. I think last year they made it. I'm pretty sure they got knocked out. They didn't win any games. But then this year, they're back in playoffs and win it all. So, I mean, I'm excited. I mean, I'm always excited for the Super Bowl. Not as much this year, to be completely honest with you. I mean, it's no team I really like. Both teams I'm just like, because, Seahawks beat my Broncos back in the day. And Patriots just suck, and nobody likes them.
I mean, obviously, from what I always remembered, I always was told that like since Brady left the Patriots, they've been ass, and from what I've seen, they've always been ass. But I guess now all of a sudden, that's why I kind of was hoping for the Browns to do good, and they did. They showed up. I was kind of hoping they would do a little more, but they did their job. But I don't know. I am excited to see what else they have to do. Um, but yeah, I think that it's gonna be a much closer Super Bowl than people think. But tell me what you guys think down in the comments down below. Anything else we are missing, Troy?
When it comes to the NFL, not really. I mean, if you want to touch on the Eagles, disappointing year.
Yeah, they did not play nearly as
Honestly,
good as I thought they were gonna be.
that team that fire dwindled out towards the end of the season, and it's nice that they made it, but
Yeah.
that fire was gone before entering the playoffs. It's cool. So one thing about the NFC East is for the last 20 years, there's always been a different winner of the NFC East until this year. This is the first year to have a team go back-to-back conference winners. Obviously with the Eagles winning it last year and this year. I think that was a little cool. It was the first time in 20 or 21 years or something like that they didn't have a back-to-back conference champion. So, little neat thing there. But I mean, honestly, the NFC East was just like the NFC South. I mean, South has the Panthers, Bucks, Saints, and not Cardinals, Falcons. All those teams kind of suck. I mean, Bucks looked really good at the beginning of the season. I was really high on them. And they just, I don't know what happened down there. They just shit the bucket, man. Like, horribly. They just became a terrible team the second half of the season. I mean, that was one of the worst downfalls I've seen, personally. I mean, what are you going to do? You have bad games, good games, but they had a bad half a season. So, what it is. Panthers got their first time back in the playoffs since 2015 or 2016, so that was cool. They finally made the playoffs. Let Bryce Young do his thing. And I mean, power to him. That's all I got for him.
Yeah. I'm excited.
That's all I got. Bills fired their head coach after the game.
Makes sense.
I could not believe it. I mean, what are you gonna do? They wanted more out of him. The guys got 9 playoff wins with him. Has brought the Bills to the conference finals 2 or 3 times. But I guess it's just not enough. They wanted to mix things up. They said with the team they had, they expected more and they fell short. I didn't really like also the owner going out and defending the GM who, makes the decisions on draft picks. That's what I'm sorry. He makes the decisions on draft picks, and he specifically called out Keon Coleman, who's kind of sucked the past couple of years. And I mean, he called him out by name and said, the coaching staff was the ones that wanted him. The GM didn't really want him, but he took the opinions of the coaching staff. I thought that was so disrespectful. How do you call out your, one of your players like that in that kind of situation? I thought that was in fucking insane. No, in no way you should disrespect what I thought was, a decent starter for your team, and to come out and say, him specifically, he didn't pick him up. That wasn't his idea. It was the coaching staff, so we need new. I don't know. I got mixed feelings on that, but what are you gonna do? It's a business at the end of the day. They want Super Bowl wins. They don't want just wins in general, and he wasn't getting it done. So you'll have that. You'll have that in this tough business. I think that's all I got.
Yeah.
Anything else? Any other closing statements for this topic, Marco?
Now that you think about, now that you put it in my mind, I definitely don't see the Steelers doing good next season. But I'm fine with a couple of years of rebuilding. I just want, I have I think I have a funny question for you, dude. Because me and my dad just can't pick good fucking sports teams. Who do you see winning their respective championship first, the Mets or Steelers? Do you have the Mets winning the World Series?
Mets.
Before the
I'd have
Steelers?
the Mets winning the World Series before the Steelers make and win a Super Bowl.
Really?
Honestly, I mean,
at least the Mets are trying to fucking put, signing players. The Steelers have yet to do that yet. I don't know, but like, going over. That's one of the things I was talking about last week too. Is that like this? I'm like very high on these Mets. Because I made that before they signed Freddie Peralta. Or they didn't sign. They traded for Freddie Peralta for the Milwaukee Brewers, which is a fucking gigantic deal because we have a bona fide all-star ace now on our rotation, which is fucking absolutely stellar. He had 3 straight seasons where he had over 200 strikeouts in a season.
Wow.
So that is a delight to have on our team. But I don't know. I want to get your opinion. But I have a Seattle Mariner versus Dodger World Series next year. What do you think?
See, Mariners versus Dodgers.
Yeah,
that's a good pick. I like that. Yeah, I like that pick.
I just think that it's just like like I said earlier, like I hate seeing the Dodgers in the World Series every year, but like they have I never heard of a depressed Dodger fan. Have you fucking ever heard of a depressed Dodger fan? Because it doesn't fucking exist. Because they literally get what they want. They get what they get. It's fucking mind-boggling.
Yeah, I mean,
you don't like just they signed Kyle Tucker, which is fantastic. I mean, they spent over at least $2 billion on pitching, let alone the past 2 to 3 seasons. Yeah. It's just disgusting. And like, I don't know. I can't stand here and I can't tell you whether like as much as I love the Mets, I mean, the Mets are gonna put up a fight against the Dodgers, which I respect that. I mean, and the question is, and obviously I can ask the same thing. I'm curious what you have to say because I answered it for my team. Do you think the Phillies are better than they were last season? I mean, the Phillies really haven't that much moves, honestly. The Phillies really, they just let Harrison Bader walk to the Giants. You signed Adolis Garcia, who was a pretty solid. Adolis Garcia is a decent signing for you guys.
And then we watched Suarez go to the
Red Sox.
Yeah. Red Sox.
That one kind of hurt.
I can't believe it.
I kind of wanted the Mets to pick him up. I'm not gonna lie, but that's a good signing for the Red Sox.
Well, yeah, good sign for the Red Sox. Terrible by us to let him go, but I guess he wanted too much.
I mean, you still have your guys. I mean, Wheeler's gonna come back. He's gonna be good.
Still his guys.
Jesus Luzardo, Aaron Nola, Christopher Sanchez. You guys are still solid and set.
What I really wanted them to do is trade Aaron Nola for maybe a draft pick and a decent, solid
Aaron Nola is pretty.
Starting pitcher. He's washed.
Yeah. I mean, like, re-signing J2 Armuta was a smart move, I suppose. Like, it's not like, wow, this is incredible. Like, no, like I kind of suspected he would go back to the Phillies. I mean, he's age is declining, but he's still obviously very reliable defensively. Offensively, he's not like he's high. He was good for a couple doubles, maybe a couple home runs, but Philly. I rated the Phillies off season I think a B minus. I think so. Not horrible.
The Phillies.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like a B. I'll go B because I don't want to go B minus. I think B. Maybe B. I was gonna say B plus, but no B.
I said the Mets was a B plus. I think not amazing, but like I mean it hurt letting key pieces go like Edwin Diaz, Pete Alonso, Brendan Nimmo, Jeff McNeil. But like I said, I said it before. It's like as long as Alonso was not a Philly, Yankee, or a Dodger, I would be fine. I'm still gonna root for Pete, and I love Pete still.
I like Pete. I mean,
you should be thankful he's out of your division now. But I also have what is it? I actually have Edwin Diaz winning reliever of the year with Johan Duran being the runner up for the Phillies. I think
I could see that. I like that.
Who else did I say? Obviously, I have AL MVP being Aaron Judge, but I also have Vlad Jr. being a runner up for AL MVP. I think Vlad Jr. has a monster season. I think Judge breaks.
I do like
record.
that. I do like Vlad.
Vlad's gonna do good this year. But Judge is entering the twilight of his career. He's like 33 or like 30. Yeah, he's like 33, I think. And usually around that time, their age starts to like kind of gets dwindle a little bit.
Yeah.
So how old is he? Yeah, he's 33 years old. So I think he has at least 2 to 3 years of peak performance before he starts declining. But other than that, like there's really, and of course for the NL, I have Ohtani winning with Juan Soto being runner up.
Yeah,
I
like that.
You can't argue. Like I can't I don't know. But for you Troy and the Philly fans, I do have Zach Wheeler winning comeback player of the year. I think dude comes back a fucking stud. Still, I think Wheeler's gonna torch motherfuckers next year or this year. I should say.
I like that a lot.
Cause I mean, dude, it's a shame, dude. He was in Cy Young conversations before he got taken out. Cause dude was just fucking dealing. I have my goat Nolan McLean winning Rookie of the Year for the Mets. I mean there's not that many good rookies coming up this year. I mean, Nolan McLean is like the only like stud we have on our rotation besides. But other than that, it was also announced today that the cover athlete of MLB The Show 26 is the Captain America, the USA team captain for the WBC, Mr. Aaron Judge. It'll be the second time he'll be covering on the MLB The Show cover. Obviously, as a Mets fan, I am like, but I'm not gonna, argue that he doesn't deserve it. The dude's a fucking stud.
Yeah.
But I thought there would be and they announced yesterday that it wouldn't be a new cover athlete because the whole color scheme is orange and blue, and there's only a few selected teams. I think the only 2 teams are the Tigers and Mets that are orange and blue. So people were expecting Juan Soto, Lindor, or Tarek Skubal, but they said,
I thought maybe Skubal might get it.
Skubal would have been not bad. It wouldn't be the first time, I don't think.
What's his name? Already got it, right? Pirates pitcher? Pirates pitcher already got it.
Skeens was last year.
Yeah, I thought so.
It was Skeens, Ellie, and Gunnar Henderson because they were kind of like the young people. Um, I don't mind it. I think pre-orders go live next week, and you bet your damn Skippy I'll be pre-ordering the digital deluxe
Of
edition.
course, of course.
Um, but I don't know how to feel about that. I think that the Mets are gonna do. I think the Mets are gonna do pretty good. I'm not gonna lie. With the signing of Freddie Peralta, that does boost my confidence a little higher. Um, but I think the Braves are gonna get back Ronald Acuna Jr. and Spencer Strider. So if they stay healthy and the Braves do good, then that's. I think the Braves might win the NL East. I'm not gonna lie. If they stay healthy and if they're 100%.
I could see that. Yeah.
But who knows? I'm very excited to see where that takes place. If you guys are also curious to see the rest of my predictions, but you guys watched last week's episode, I go more into detail. I did a lot of research. I had a lot of fun making that. But I do think that I was debating putting the Blue Jays back in there because after watching the Blue Jays last postseason, wasn't familiar with their game,
Yeah.
but I do think that they're gonna be the runner up, and I have the Padres being the runner up. I think the Padres do really good this
Okay.
year, and they get beaten. Excuse me, they get beat in NLCS by the Dodgers. So that's what I have. That's what I think. Um, Nothing else. There are still some free agents that are not taking right now, which I'm very surprised. Framber Valdez, who is an all-star Astro pitcher, that are still for some reason not take. Let me. I think I have a list here. What's today? The 28th. So yeah. So Reese Hoskins is a free agent. What the fuck? I'm surprised the Phillies don't want him. Framer Valdez, Zach Gallen, Eugenio Suarez, Chris Bassett, Justin Verlander's old ass is still not retired for some reason. Max
He needs to
Scherzer's
get out
old.
of here. He needs to get out of here.
Max Scherzer. Yeah, so I don't know why the Phillies said that they're done making season moves when I'm seeing there's a couple of people
Yeah.
that the Phillies should
What
pick
are we
up.
doing? Why are we not making more?
Mr. Brain Gapbowski, whatever the fuck his name. I forgot your guys' GM name. Um, they said they're done. Which I'm really surprised because I guess they were planning on spending their entire budget on Bo Bichette until the Mets swooped up. But I don't know. I shouldn't be like rooting for the Phillies to do more moves, but I'm really surprised. They're I don't know why. Yeah, no, I don't know. But I think that the Mets. Do you think the Mets are done making moves? Realistically, there's not that many other spots that we need. Maybe bullpen, but there's I don't know. That's besides the point. But other than that, there's not that many other baseball news coming out today. Of course, besides Aaron fucking Judge. I am excited for the WBC. I think
Yeah.
we already did our predictions, so we don't have to do that again. But I think that is all for baseball. Is there anything else you would like to talk about? Anything that comes to mind?
Not really, honestly.
It's a pretty boring world out there. It's a pretty besides,
Yeah.
fucking COVID-26 starting up in India. That's a whole different conversation. Jesus Christ, that's fucking scary. What about this dope ass snowstorm we just had up in the east coast of America?
Listen. I am so tired of the snow. I just
Uh,
want to be warm again.
it was not fun waking up early in the morning and shoveling every 2 hours my deck and driveway and sidewalk. It was not fun. Old me does not like snow. I think I'm with you. I'm ready for summertime. I'm not gonna lie. I am very excited for the
Yeah.
summer. But jeez, this snowstorm. My dad was telling me on the car ride home today that they're expecting another storm this weekend. It's not 100%
Yeah, I
true.
did see that. Apparently, there's supposed to be something else, but then I looked and it said Saturday and Sunday, and I was like, "Oh, fuck me." But then I saw now it's like maybe Sunday, and that's it. Like some flurry Sunday. Who knows?
I'm very very scared, but I don't know. I think that the snow has got to go. I mean, of course, none of this is happening during December, which is the perfect time to start. It did snow a little bit, but like it's not in Pennsylvania. You know, you don't get to pick and choose what type of fucking weather you get because it
Yeah, I
picks it for
know.
you. It's just fucking random as shit, but that's what you're gonna do. But other than that, I think that's all. I think life right now is pretty aight. I'm excited for Super Bowl. I'm excited to watch
Don't get me started.
Bad Bunny do the halftime
All right,
show.
hold on. Let's talk about the stupid ass Bad Bunny shit.
I do not want to talk about Bad Bunny
Why?
because I know what you're gonna go for.
Okay. I get he's a great artist. I have no problem saying that. I don't fully understand the concept of a Spanish singer singing to a group of fat white American men.
Fat white American man. At least you know the demographic of NFL.
Like, you know what I mean? I mean, like,
It's
because
definitely for publicity. It's definitely for clicks and views. It's
100%. There were
definitely.
so many better options. Like, you couldn't get Taylor Swift. Like, come on, what are we doing?
I don't think they would ever do Taylor Swift. I feel like it makes
I
sense.
totally don't agree with you. I think they 100% would
I
do
mean,
Taylor
if you
Swift.
just said the demographic is fat white men, I don't think Taylor Swift really, I'm not to say that like Taylor Swift doesn't have male fans. I'm just saying like people were like, oh, why don't I bring back country? Why don't I do back rock and roll like fucking AC/DC or fucking Metallica? I would love a Metallica before halftime performance, but
That would be
that's
cool.
besides the point. But like, I don't know. I don't like I said again. I don't know. I don't know what single word that motherfucker is saying, but I like the beats. I like the flow. I like the vibe. I mean, he killed it. This is awesome. He killed it in the WWE. But this obviously
Who
speaking to a
did?
wrestling fan. Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny?
You
Okay.
see his match? Ever see his The dude is actually one of the respectable celebrities to ever do WWE. He is a fucking
Hmm.
absolute goat in the ring. But other than that, I think it's gonna be good. Obviously, my favorite one in recent times was the Kendrick Lamar, Dre, Eminem, 50 Cent,
3 years ago?
Dre. That was good. I
3 or
liked
4 years
last
ago?
year's. Last year's was really good with Kendrick.
Yeah. I think
Um,
last year's was pretty good. I mean, there was some parts I was like, okay. I would like to get away from like a rap. I feel like there could be a lot better.
hmm,
You
I get
know,
it.
I don't know.
I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind like a country, but that's just me being like
Yeah.
I like
No,
the thing with me is like you said, like it is they're trying to like obviously the football
they're trying to increase the
demographic.
demographic, which I understand that,
Yeah.
but
I
I
don't
don't know.
like I said, I'm not against Bad Bunny doing the halftime show. I think I'm pretty excited for it, but obviously I know like people are just gonna use this as a fucking heinous fucking
Yeah.
excuse to be
Yeah.
racist. Like, don't fucking do that. If you don't want to watch it, don't watch it. No one's putting a gun to your head and like, hey, watch the halftime show.
Yeah, exactly.
It's 15 minutes. Just fucking go watch commercials or like mute the show. I don't know. I'm excited because I always love the shows. I'm also very excited for a commercial. Let's do it right now. What do you think I love doing this at school
Okay.
back in elementary school. What is the first commercial gonna be about? What's gonna be?
Coke. No, 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 Pepsi. It's always Pepsi.
That makes sense.
Because
Pepsi halftime show. I'm gonna
Pepsi halftime
go.
show, and they're the biggest like sponsors of it.
Give me. What's it? Give me Red Bull. Give me Red Bull.
Ooh, that's a hold on. All right, hold on. Can I change it?
I don't know, man. Let's hear. This is your secondary pick. I still think you should stick with Pep. Pepsi's a
You
smart
think
option because it is the Pepsi halftime show.
I don't think it's gonna be. Go Ford. Wait, no, it was Ford last year, wasn't it?
Something to do with that. Yeah, I'm pretty
Pretty sure
sure.
it was Ford. I could be
I mean, it
wrong. I
also
don't know.
could be like Uber Eats because I know Uber Eats had a lot of commercials.
That's true.
I'm going for Red Bull. I think Red Bull is going to be one of the first commercials.
That's a good pick. I do like that pick a lot.
I'm excited. Tell me, you guys at home, tell me in the comments down below what do you think the first Super Bowl commercial is going to be. I'm very curious because I'm very excited to see that. That's always my favorite part of. Excuse me. That's always my favorite part of the Super Bowl is commercials, especially for movies. Dare I say, maybe we get like an Avengers Doomsday trailer? I don't know. That'd be pretty dope.
Da-da-dum. Maybe that would be cool.
That's the perfect time.
Uh, They also have gotten away from the whole M&M. I really like the M&M commercials.
M&M's are always classic. Yeah, they did. Oh, what about? Oh, wait. I kind of want to change mine. I like Red Bull, but I wouldn't. I could definitely see it being like a Doritos commercial as well. Doritos always has amazing
They
commercials.
always, yeah, they were always pretty good. Ram, I could see it being like a Ram commercial too.
I could say, yeah. That was a good option. I don't know. I like it. I like commercials. I like doing that. That's the one thing.
Like doing
I
commercials.
also love watching the Puppy Bowl. I love Puppy Bowl on Super Bowl Sundays.
Listen, watch a Super Bowl. That's what I'm there for.
I don't know, man. I'm betting on I have 50,000 on Team Rough winning every year because they're just the better team. I always win.
You always win.
Anyways, that's gonna do it. Again another sports episode, but it's the good time of the year. You know, I think we have Super Bowl approaching. MLB spring training starts next month as well, which I'm very excited for. Including the WBC, which that will be always fun. Go fucking USA, baby.
Yeah.
Yep. Other than that, Trey, any closing thoughts?
I think honestly, good luck to the Seahawks. Good luck to the Patriots. Patriots don't shit the bed too bad.
True. It's gonna be a good Super Bowl. It's gonna be entertaining. Yeah, I think so. I hope it's not a blowout. I wanted there to be like an actually I give a shit. But yeah, you guys know the drill. If you guys want to keep up to date with all things sports and MLB and NFL, make sure you guys are subscribed. New episodes every Wednesday. You subscribe and follow the good social medias down in the link in the description. As always, guys, we will see you guys next week. Make sure you guys stay safe, stay warm, and we'll see you next week. Peace.
Have a great night, y'all.